The Braves football right here on 100.9 KPEG.
Well, good evening, and welcome to the KPEG Game of the Week. Tonight, it's the Lompoc Braves hosting the St. Joseph Knights. This is Greg Ratcliffe coming to you live from the press box at Houck Stadium, where the 2-2 Braves get ready to take on the 4-1 Knights. Lompoc takes the field tonight, coming off of their bye week, their last game being a 24-10 loss to Arroyo Grande 2 weeks ago. And we are going to take just a quick break here for the national anthem. We thank the Lompoc High School Marching Band for that wonderful rendition of the national anthem. Getting ready for the game now. As I was saying, Lompoc takes to the field tonight after coming off their bye week. Their last game being a 24-10 loss to Aurora Grande a couple of weeks ago. The Knights are having a strong early season run themselves. Enter tonight's game after knocking off Centennial 48-28 last Friday. Now, this game marks the last of the preseason contest for these teams as both start play in their respective leagues a week from tonight. But this evening, the Braves, hopefully rested and ready, look to get back on the winning track, while the Knights have visions of their first ever victory over the Lompoc Braves. I had the opportunity to speak with Braves head coach Andrew Jones yesterday. We talked about the loss to AG, the bye week, and what he expects to see from St. Joe here tonight. Let's take a listen to what Coach had to say.
Well, I'm here with head coach Andrew Jones. Coach, the last time we spoke, you were heading into the Aurora Grande game. You said that the Eagles would be tough, and they proved you right. What were the keys in that game?
Just a lack of execution. I think offensively, just not being able to hit wide open receivers on a forward pass was, obviously one of the main concerns. And then dialing up wide open receivers, wide open plays that either took too long, the QB to get rid of the ball, or, receivers are running in the same vicinity, which is not what you typically want to do, but both of them are wide open, so they mess up the play. So you got two guys in the vicinity, your odds are pretty good if one of them catches it. If they do, it's a completely different ball game. We also struggled, Leandre one time had a touchdown right up the middle and he bounced it to the outside, and then obviously the fumble. You combine that with not very good tackling in the second half, and then just a couple bad breaks on some questionable calls that really turned the momentum of the game. Just another, sign of immaturity, lack of experience. So we're just kind of back to basics, fundamentals, and trying to get our quarterbacks. They show in practice, though, that they are understanding. They read the red guys. They get in the game, and with our offense, the way things are, we got to be able to complete the simple pass to keep the teams honest. We were taking what they were giving us, but we didn't actually take it,
Well, obviously things didn't go quite as you had planned, but what were the strong points of Lompoc's game that night? What did you see that did work well?
I mean, we were able to move the ball, but then when we needed to complete a pass, we couldn't. Defensively, we contained number 20 for the most part. We eliminated their counter with their pitch counter play. And then whenever they ran veer midline, that's when the defense struggled and didn't do what they were coached to do. We worked on it all week, who's got to tackle the back, who's got to tackle the quarterback. A couple times they did it right and they couldn't get the quarterback on the ground. And then a couple huge third and medium plays, and Dominguez and Ryan missed some key tackles that would have forced punting situations. There was some good, but not that much good, I guess you can say.
Well,
we made a field goal. There you go.
Okay. Well, you went into the bye week at 2-2. What was the coaching strategy for the week off?
We've shown signs that we're a good football team. We were up 13-0 against St. Paul. We made an absolute horrible mistake and drop a punt. And then in this game, same kind of things. We're moving the ball, everything's good. We can't hit a fullback in the flats. We don't pull the ball when it's an easy pull read. Simple things. And then we dial up a wide open pass and alignments down the field. So, we just kind of got back to more individual time with our coaches, more drills, just kind of back to basics during the bye week. And then we ramped it up this week with a lot more reps, tried to simplify some things for our quarterbacks.
Well, it doesn't get a whole lot easier this week as you face St. Joseph. The Knights are 4-1, coming off a big win over Centennial. They're looking pretty legit. What's the scouting report say about these guys?
They are pretty legit. I mean, they got quarterback is a transfer kid from Thousand Oaks, gets rid of the ball on time, super efficient. They got 3 guys on the field that can score anytime they touch the ball, and Guja, Langley, and Cole. So they offensively can big play you, so we got to eliminate the big play. Defensively, they've shown that they can bend a little bit, but they always make a play. They always get that third down stop when they need it. They bend a little bit, but they never break. They're a good tackling football team. I think Pepe's been doing a good job maintaining the excellence that Coach Davis has done there, and Coach Chavala, and it's going to be a good game.
Well, with a couple of former St. Joe coaches on your staff now and the fact that the Knights have never beaten the Braves, they're probably going to come in here pretty hungry.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not preaching that. It's another game, guys. Go out there and play. We've kind of built the rivalry because we've been in the same league lately. Ultimately, it's all about the Jimmies and Joes. I think we match up well. We just got to go execute. But things change on a Friday night when the lights turn on. Those guys got to go out and ball out. I think our guys know that. Fortunately, it's a preseason game, and they're a good team, and it's going to prepare us for what we're going to get into in league.
Well, hopefully the bye week gave you some time to rest up and heal up. What does the injury report look like going into the Friday?
I think Randy's questionable. He's milking a shoulder. Garcia is still probably out with his knee.
Other than that, we're good?
I think we're pretty good.
All right, Coach. As always, thanks for the time, and best of luck against St. Joe.
Thank you.
Well, back live now at Houck Stadium. I am joined, as always, by the Statmeister himself, Mike Loney. The Braves really need to right the ship with a win tonight, Mike, but this St. Joe team is going to be a tough out. How does this matchup look to you?
Well, it looks real close. And although this is a very important game for the Braves, it may be even more important for St. Joe because heading into league, I think Lompoc has a pretty decent shot at making the playoffs. St. Joe is in a very tough situation. They're in a league with Righetti, Arroyo Grande, Paso Robles, and Atascadero. As a matter of fact, it is, according to Cal Preps, one of the tougher leagues in the state. It's ranked 30th. The Channel League, in comparison, is ranked 68th.
Of course, this is a non-league contest, but this is the last one before the games start to count.
Mm-hmm. By the way, St. Joe has done most of their damage in the first half, especially the second quarter. They're averaging 18.3 points in the second quarter. Lompoc's only averaging 4 in that quarter. But the Knights have kind of trailed off in the second half, and Lompoc has gained steam in both those quarters. So the question is, can Lompoc hold off the early onslaught and come back? St. Joseph against Garces basically woke from the dead and came out of the slightly open grave to win that one 31-30. They were up 24-10 in the second half, and Garces came back to take a 30-24 lead, and St. Joe got the ball back with just a smidgen over 47 seconds and drove down the field and managed to score and kick the extra point to win that one. But the other games have been not that close, and one of the big reasons is Mr. Guglia.
Understand he can run the ball.
He's their leading runner. He's been over 100 in most of their games. Another guy to keep an eye on is number 12, Trevor Cole. He's not that big, 5'11", 170, senior, but he has been, here's a phrase for you, Greg, that we haven't used in a while. According to Pepe Villasenor, the head coach, a Swiss Army knife.
We used to have a few of those here.
Yeah, of the team.
Both teams are on the field, and we get ready to get this game underway. The Braves will be kicking off to start things tonight.
The quarterback for the Knights is Chase Topius, who was at Righetti for his freshman and sophomore years, and then went down to Thousand Oaks last year and has come back up to St. Joe. I imagine much to the displeasure of the folks over across the street at Righetti.
And this game is underway. A short, high kick fielded at about the 25, just to about a 2-yard returner's all, as the returner Elijah Bernes is knocked out of bounds. So the St. Joseph Knights will take over 1st and 10. They'll put it at the 27-yard line. We want to welcome some fans from the Santa Maria area, some St. Joseph fans tuning in to kpegradio.com tonight to join our broadcast. Thank you so much for being with us. Looking forward to a good game this evening. Yes, it's a matter of which Lompoc team is going to show up, I think, tonight, Mike.
Yes.
They've had some good outings and some not so good outings. It's
be interesting to see if St. Joe can run the ball. If they can, it could be a long night.
Well, they're going to pass on first down, complete to the far flat, tripped up on the run at about the 37. That's going to be close to the sticks.
And looks like that picked up a first down.
That was Trevor Cole, the man you just mentioned. Pickup of 12 out to the 39 and a first down real quick here for the Knights.
One play, one first down. That's fairly efficient.
Go to the ground attack this time, straight up the middle. Nice gash up through the 45, up to the 47, maybe the 48-yard line.
Number 2, Devin Guia on the carry for the Knights.
Guia out to the 48, just shy of a first down by about a yard. 2nd and 1. One receiver here to the near side, one man in motion from the shotgun. Motion man will get the ball and get tackled in the background for a loss.
Number 12, Trevor Cole.
All the way back to the 44, first negative play of the night for the Knights. Loss of about 4.
3-yard loss makes it 3rd and 5.
It'll be a 3rd down and 5 from the 44. 2 receiver set, one wide to either side. Artepeas working from the shotgun, now looks over to the sideline.
And they have been pretty good at converting downs when they need them.
Looking to pass all the way, good protection, lobs this one out to the far sideline. Jump ball at the 30, incomplete.
Nice job breaking that up.
That was Tenario.
That was Tenario.
So the Braves defense stiffens up and holds the St. Joseph Knights on 3rd down, and that will force a first punting situation of the evening. That will send Ryan Morgan back deep for the Braves at about his own 15. Nice end-over-end kick, fair catch called for and made by Morgan at the 26-yard line. So the Braves will take over at 1st and 10. Looks like they'll put it at the 27. 10:27 left here on the first quarter clock. We are scoreless from Houck Stadium. Greg Ratcliffe here with you. Mike Loney to my side. Judy Baker back at the KPEG controls. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you being along.
The punter kicker for the Knights, Mr. Hansel, or number 80, Nathan Hansel, also, has been getting some D1 interest.
Oh, okay. Braves will run the ball on first down. That is Leandre Coleman trying to get to the outside and doesn't get a whole lot, maybe 2.
He got hit an awful lot.
Yeah, that he did.
4 guys.
And they'll give him that.
Popped them good.
Looks like about 2 for Coleman. 2nd and 8 from the 29.
First guy there kind of grabbed his shirt and hung on and
called for help.
A bunch of others came in and popped him.
Morgan will go out wide to the right. Uribarren under center. Sticking with the ground game. Sticking with the Andre Coleman. This time breaks away from the shirt tackle and gets across the 35. Then Gang pushed out of bounds at about the 37.
A little bit more emphasis, I think, on that throwdown than is quite necessary, but it's early and let them work.
No harm, no foul, apparently, and a first down for the Braves at their own 38. A lot of extra effort by number 1 on that carry. At the Braves, a first down. 9:25 and counting here in the first quarter. Braves with their first possession of the night. Operating from the shotgun now. Uribarren. Again to Coleman. Finds a seam off the right side and gets across the 45 to the 46.
Gain of about 8.
Number 1, Leandre Coleman on the carry. Number 77, taken for
So far, it's the DeAndre Coleman show here for the Braves.
Indeed.
Pickup of 8 on that carry. 2nd and 2 from the 46. Twilight beginning to set in here at Hawk Stadium. Beautiful, not quite full moon out to the east.
And good news is Mr. Raney is out there on the field.
He was questionable.
In his tight end spot.
Here, Barron fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, sweeps left, and gets wrestled out of bounds across midfield.
Well, they're going to mark him at about the 48.
That'll move the sticks. Ball just inside the St. Joseph 48-yard line. First down, Lompoc.
8:28 in the first quarter.
No score here from Hawk Stadium. So far, so good for the Braves.
I have a feeling this is going to be a 4-quarter game, right?
Yes, I would agree with that.
High formation.
Morgan out wide, and our first penalty flag of the night. With the call, this will be offsides against the offense.
Don't see encroachment on the offense a whole lot.
Back them up to their own 47.
And I believe that constitutes one of those mental mistakes that Coach Jones was talking about.
Need to line up on the right side of the ball, I would think. First and 15. The ball just across the Brave 47. Back in Lompoc territory now. Here, Barron in the shotgun. Coleman to his left, and whistles will stop this play before it starts. I don't see a flag. We must have a timeout. Yes, timeout called by Lompoc.
Which I don't think Jones is real happy about either.
8:27 on the clock here in the first quarter. We are scoreless from Hawk Stadium. Braves hosting the St. Joseph Knights. You are listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
And KTNK, AM 1410, and the Braves Radio Network.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back in the studio. Appreciate you all joining us tonight. Don't forget you can tune in at kpegradio.com as well. This truly is the Lompoc Braves Radio Network.
And you can check out broadcasts from days of yore on the city's YouTube channel.
Days of your what?
Your.
Oh, okay, your. Yeah.
Your, not your.
I got you. Yes, all of our broadcasts are archived on YouTube at the City of Lompoc YouTube page. Check them out. We should note while we have a moment, the JV game took place right before this one. The St. Joseph Knights came out on top of that one by a score of 21-7. And now we'll get back to action. You're Barron again from the shotgun. 2 backs then with him. The deep back will get it. That's Coleman trying to get to the corner. Takes a hit at about midfield and gets knocked out of bounds.
Picked up about 4, and now they're backing up.
Looks like he's right at the 50-yard line. Got about 3 of those penalty yards back. It'll be 2nd and 12 right at midfield.
And he was one good block away from picking up substantial yardage, but couldn't quite keep it.
So at 2nd and 12, the Braves will send 3 receivers up to the right side. Fake handoff. Here, Barron keeps it. Got some room out there on the right. Follows those blockers and gets down to the 40-yard line. Flag down, however, at the 46. And this one's going to come back, I bet you.
Well, they're walking that way.
Holding Lompoc.
He got down to the 39 or thereabouts.
That'll move the back ball all the way back to the Lompoc 44. If there's any good news involved in that, it's still 2nd down. It's now at 2nd down and a long ways. I'm going to say about 19.
Yeah.
So 2 receivers to the left. I formation. Here Barron rolling left, looking to throw, gets hit as he throws.
Ooh,
Collision at the 45, ball falls incomplete.
and that was dangerous.
1 receiver and 2 defenders in the area.
And that was...
Colin Ranney took the worst of that collision and is a little shaken up.
He's a little bit, he came in a bit gippy, and he's going to trot off to the sideline now.
So 3rd down and long now for the Braves. Ball at their own 44. Here Barron brings in the play. Seems like the Braves have had the ball for a long time. 3 receivers to the left, 1 up top. Here Barron from the shotgun, looking to throw all the way. Looks right, throws, looks left, throws right deep. Got a man in stride at the 20. Complete. And out of bounds.
And that's Coleman.
Coleman out of the backfield all the way down to the 15-yard line. And that was a beautiful ball.
Not really nice job by Coleman to go fetch that thing. It was heaved down there, and he went and got it and managed to get 1 foot in, and that was all he needed. But it was not easy.
So from 3rd and long at your own 44 to 1st and 10 at the St. Joseph 15. That's how you flip the field. 1 receiver to either side. Here Barron
Fakes to Tenorio and takes it himself.
gets inside the 10 to about the 9.
Number 7, Cameron Barron on the carry. Looks like he's brought down.
Going to give him about 6.
Brought down by Justin Maldonado, who was out of last week's game, injured. So pretty much everybody on deck for this one.
Mm-hmm. One would think. 2nd and 4 for the Braves, just inside the 10-yard line. Here Barron from the shotgun. 2 receivers wide.
Tenorio,
Off a right tackle, gets down to the 5.
very close to a first down.
Oscar Tenorio with the carry for Lompoc Valley.
They're going to give it to him. 1st and goal, Braves. The ball right at the 5-yard line. Clock running, 6:45 left here in the first quarter. No score, but the Braves knocking on the door.
And one thing the Braves absolutely have to do tonight is take advantage of their opportunities.
Here Barron under center. Braves in the eye. Coleman takes it from the deep back position, fights his way down to about the 2.
And there was a massive collision there in the middle, and everything just kind of stopped, and then the pile just kind of tilted over forward. And
3 yards on the carry, 2nd and goal from the 2. Here Barron will bring the play in from the sideline.
that, by the way, was the 10th play of this drive.
Under center.
Pitch out wide left.
He's in. Touchdown, Braves. That was Leandre Coleman from 2 yards out. And the Braves are on the board first with 5:40 here in the first quarter. It's 6-0 Lompoc. Point after coming up. Anguiano to kick.
And we've got movement on the line.
All sorts of finger pointing going on there on the line.
And we're going to have one of your favorite things, Greg, a zebra huddle.
Kind of early for that, but okay.
Better to get it right.
That's indeed correct. Now, if they'll just tell us what the decision is, that would be nice.
I'm not sure they've made one yet. There we go. Final break set.
Offside. St. Joseph declined.
Offside's been declined.
So a lot of hoo-ha about nothing, and we'll try this one more time. High snap, brought down nicely, however. The kick is away, and the kick is good.
The extra point went for 19.
So with 5:40 remaining here in the first quarter, our score is now Lompoc 7, St. Joseph nothing. You are listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. Greg Ratcliffe here, along with Mike Loney. Judy Baker back in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Streaming live at KPEG Radio as well.
Don't forget, we have prices in the program.
And we have last couple games, the Knights have had a couple long kick returns, set up a couple of their touchdowns, so Braves need to do some sure tackling here.
Kick is away, short. Fielded on the run at the 31, dropped out of bounds, however, at the 32. So that's how to limit your returns, Mike.
On the return. Ball being placed at the 33-yard line. First and 10.
See where they'll end up spotting this at the 33. A first down, St. Joe from there. 5:35 left here in the first. Lompoc up 7-0. Scoring drive punctuated by a long pass from Iribarren to Coleman.
On third and a bunch.
St. Joe, first and 10, two receivers, and a run straight up the middle into a sea of blue jerseys.
Yep. Casillas on the bottom of that pile.
He might have gotten a yard on forward progress.
And looks like they're going to give him a smidgen.
About a half a yard we'll give him. Call it 2nd and 10.
This thing is a 0+.
One receiver wide to either side.
Braves pressure.
Under center, rolling to his right, has to dump it off. Throws on the run into the Braves sideline.
Threw it in the general area of number 40.
Caught there nicely by Declan Sparrow on the Braves sideline, showing his receiver skills. Unfortunately, he was 5 yards out of bounds. Third down, 3rd and 10 for the Knights from their own 34.
And there was some pretty quick pressure that time. And whistles again.
Whistles. Timeout by the Knights. Clock stop of 4:55 left here in the first quarter. Lompoc up 7-0. You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
On the Braves Radio Network.
We talked in the open that St. Joseph has never beaten the Lompoc Braves in a varsity football game. They are 0-13 against Lompoc.
Score is 452 to 120 over those 13 games. They kind of fall into 3 periods. The first period was 84 to 89 when there was 4 games. The second was 02 to 05 when there were 5 games, including a CIF semifinal that the Braves won 31 to 7. And then they've met every year since 2014, and that's been another 4 games. So it's been spread out a little bit. I believe there was 1 year of overlap with Mark Brunel.
Of Washington fame.
Of Washington and Jacksonville fame. You know.
Flags down before this play can get underway.
And I believe somebody moved early.
False start, Knights. So from 3rd and 10, we go to 3rd and 15 from the 28-yard line. The Knights will send 3 receivers up top. Artepeas from the shotgun, takes
Somebody
a
needs to
handoff,
find Cole.
looking to throw, complete at the 30,
Ooh.
and swarmed and tackled at the 38. Well short of a first down.
Tenorio came charging in there on the receiver out in the flat, and the turf and the sod rose up and swamped the receiver.
So that will bring up fourth down and a punting situation for St. Joe. Ryan Morgan back deep for the Braves at his own 20. Low line drive kick. Morgan will take it on the run.
He's got some room.
Gets to the 30, cuts inside to the 40. He's to midfield.
Oh, wild block.
And fights his way inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Nice return by Ryan Morgan. Mm-hmm. So the Braves will have terrific field position to start this possession. And a sideline warning called against the Braves. No harm, no foul. Next time it'll cost them. But the Braves are in business, 1st and 10 at the Knights 38.
And we have to say that it's been a clean run back on that one because the time is 4:09, Greg.
Yes. I was afraid you might go there. I was going to avoid it, but
Yeah.
you actually could say it was a pretty fantastic run too.
Yes, it was.
Like that, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Sorry,
with a K. Yeah. But he.
Okay, so here we go. First down, Braves. 2 receivers here to the near side, and a flag comes in to stop the play. All of a sudden, we have a hanky fest breaking out here at Houck.
Yeah.
And this one will be
5 yards against the Braves.
another offside against the offense.
Flag is for an offside against the
They're
Braves.
lining up in the neutral zone? Is that
Yes.
what that is? Okay. 1st and 15 now from the 43, and more whistles. Will we ever get to snap the ball? Now we're counting players.
And I believe somebody from the Knights is jogging off the field.
We only let them play with 11, I think.
Yeah, he's coming back on. I'm not sure what that was about, but
Okay.
I think we had numerology difficulties.
Okay, well, back to football, I think, I hope. 1st and 15. Coleman takes the handoff. He's going to get wrestled down in the backfield for a loss.
And that was a brilliant move. I can't see the number there.
If you'll turn around, I'll tell you who he is. 45.
These are not the most readable numbers.
Marcus Frazier with a nice move to get into the backfield. And
Linebacker. Ball's now back at the 45-yard line of St. Joseph.
2nd down now. 2nd and 17 for the Braves.
I guess that's appropriate. 45 made the stop at the 45.
Yeah, that'll work.
St. Joe, by the way, wearing mostly white with gold trim. Braves in their blue and white.
Hero Barron wiggling his way through traffic, gets inside the 40, down to about the 38.
He's not easy to bring down.
Number 7.
Looks like Cameron got down to the original line of scrimmage or thereabouts.
On a 7-yard pickup, making it 3rd and 10.
It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 38. 3 minutes exactly remaining here in the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. Lompoc leads. The Braves with their 2nd possession of the evening.
And the way the Braves kicking game has been going, I'm not sure but what this isn't 4-down territory.
Perhaps. And guess what? More whistles.
Timeout, Lompoc.
Timeout, Braves.
Braves will stop the clock for the 2nd time. With 2:43 remaining here in the first, it's a 7-0 Braves lead. You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
On the Braves Radio Network.
As long as we have a moment, we'll take the opportunity to say hi to Virgil. Yeah, I think maybe even Ruben might be there. Thanks, guys, for listening.
And we have a couple scorers here in the early going. Roll there. Templeton up on San Ynez in the first quarter, 7-0. And the Braves leading 7-0 on that rushing touchdown by Levon Coleman, who's had a couple nice moments and some not so great moments, but certainly has been better than he was last week.
Now that certainly goes for the whole Lompoc team, I think, this season. Some good and some not so good. 3rd and 10 for the Braves. Baron takes the screen, takes it himself.
And I think he picked it up.
He's
He's very close.
Real close, inside the 30, around the 28, on the far sideline. Officials taking a look at it. 4th down.
And we have an official skosh.
Our first official skosh of the year.
Yes.
All right. Good to have Tom back at the PA tonight.
Yes, it is. He's been out with some medical problems, and we're very happy to see that he's come back.
So 4th down and very short for the Braves.
And Levon Coleman comes out. That's a bit unusual.
Braves in the eye. Quarterback keeper Iribarren will power forward to the 25-yard line and easily pick up the first. Yeah, I think there was no doubt about that call, Mike.
None whatsoever.
First down, Lompoc from the 25. Clock running, 1:45 left here in the first. Lompoc leading 7-0. Braves being fairly steady on offense tonight. Not doing anything bad.
Had one pass play that was sort of big, but
one big play. Other than that, it's just kind of steady.
Oh, there we go.
There goes Coleman. Gets into the secondary, but gets to the safety there. Get him at the 15.
I think they're going to call that just shy of a first down.
2nd down and the length of a football just outside the 15. 2nd and a very short one for the Braves. Coleman popped through that hole in a hurry.
Yes, he did. High formation, and they're just...
Coleman again off a left tackle will nose the ball inside the 15 for a first down.
About halfway down to the 14.
That's Leandre Coleman to carry for Lompoc Braves. First down.
1st and 10, Braves.
I'm going to call that the 14, Greg.
Okay. If you say so.
36 seconds and counting.
Programs. Let's give away the bag before this first quarter bell rings. Head up. Program number
Iribarren will bring in the play from the sideline. Lompoc looking good here. 1st and 10. At the 14.
And we're at 15 seconds and counting, so...
High formation again for the Braves. Coleman, the deep back.
Same play as before.
Gets inside the 10 to about the 7.
Picked up...
Got about 7 yards out of that, maybe 8.
I think just shy of 8.
Down to the 7, and that will bring the first quarter to a close here at Hawk Stadium. 12 minutes in the books. Our score after 1, Lompoc 7, St. Joseph nothing. You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
On the Braves Radio Network.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back in the studio, and you are...
wherever they are.
Who you are. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We appreciate it. We're going to be around for the rest of the season. This is Game 6 on our 11-game schedule. Next week, we will be right back here in these very same chairs as league action gets started. Game number 1 for the Braves in the new revised Channel League, and they will host the San Ynez Pirates. right here at Howe. 6:45 pregame, kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. Join us as the San Ynez Pirates come to visit the Lompoc Braves 1 week from tonight.
And as we mentioned, Templeton is leading the Pirates 7-0.
With the teams that are involved in the Channel League, every game is going to be really important. So the Braves need to be ready for San Ynez next week.
Should also mention that the St. Joseph Knights don't have a real robust roster, and so they have a bunch of guys going both ways, as do the Braves, but not nearly to the extent that the Knights do, and so we'll see how well they can hold up late.
Could be a factor. We start the second quarter, which has been the Knights' strongest quarter so far this year. Braves with the ball, however, second down. Here, Barron rolls right, tosses one into the end zone.
Wide open.
Touchdown, Braves.
Ranny.
Good to see Cullen Rennie back in there feeling okay, and he's all by himself in the back of the end zone for the score.
They faked it to Tenorio going left, and the Tenorio drew a massive crowd, and Randy just kind of leaked out to the right side and was wide open.
13-0 with the point after coming up. Declan Sparrow to hold. Angriano to kick. It's away. It's up. It's good. So with 5 seconds gone here in the second quarter, Lompoc has expanded its lead. It's now Braves 14, Knights nothing.
I like the sound of that, Greg.
They're playing my favorite song. Taking a look at the rankings here before this game, Braves ranked number 10 in Division III of the Southern Section.
Depending on, have a really kind of a weird thing going on there. Nationally, Lompoc was ranked 1,628, and St. Joe was 22 spots behind that. In California, the Knights are 143rd, the Braves are 139th.
That's pretty close.
In Central Section Division I, the Knights are ranked 7th, but there's a weird thing going on with their ranking is at Max Preps because they have St. Joe ranked in Southern Section as number 70. The Braves are number 68, so close.
Another short kick, fielded at the 35.
Fair catch
called. Kick to the. Looks like the Braves' strategy is shorten to the sidelines on kickoffs tonight to eliminate that run back potential you talked about.
We should mention that the guy kicking is number 85, Alex Gonzalez, doing the kickoffs.
So far, so good for Alex.
11:53 remaining in the second quarter.
Running play by the St. Joseph Knights to get this drive started, and a nice one. Pick up of about 12 or 13 across the 45 to the 46.
I believe that was Gugia again. Guggia.
St. Joe first down at the 46-yard line.
It'll be a first down from the 46. And whistles. I'm going to be hearing whistles in my sleep tonight.
Yeah. Whistle while you work. And Levon Coleman's coming off the field. Evidently, he has an equipment problem.
Knights from the eye. Sticking to the ground game. Nice, powerful run across midfield down to about the 48 of the Braves.
Bodies all over the place. That was number 2.
Number 2, Devin Gugia on the carry.
Devin Gugia again. Sure, I'm butchering that.
Gugia, I will guess, perhaps. Forgive us, folks in St. Joe.
Same last name as the Dean of Students.
Second down and 5 after a gain of 5. Sticking with the ground game.
Nice cut. He was kind of dead to rights right at the line of scrimmage and make a nice slide to the left.
Guggia down to the 46.
Picked up about 3. The winner on the stop.
It'll be 3rd and 2. Clock running, 10:35 left here until halftime. Braves leading 14-0.
And there's some size on that offensive line for the Knights. They've got Jacob Hernandez at 6'2", 280, and Alex Ontiveros at 6'2", 300.
You know what?
Among others.
Whistles will stop this play before it starts. My goodness.
And I think we have delay.
Delay of game, that's right.
The flags for a delay game against the Knights. 5-yard penalty, making 3rd and 7.
Well, that'll move the ball back across midfield into St. Joe territory at the 49. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd and about 7.
With 10:09 remaining in the second quarter.
You talked about the size of their line. Their quarterback's not a small guy either.
No, Artopius.
He's 6'2", 200.
Mm-hmm. As we mentioned earlier, he was at Thousand Oaks last year.
He rolls to his right, being chased by Coleman.
And being caught by Coleman.
Caught by Coleman at the far sideline for a loss.
And I believe that constitutes a sack.
Chaser Artopius brought down by Leandro Coleman in the backfield.
Or did he make it back to the...
Where did they put that? They put it at the 45.
4th and 11 for the Knights.
So he did lose a yard.
Actually, a couple more than that. But,
4th down and a punting situation for the Knights.
nice kick. Bit low. Ooh.
Bobbled there, but covered by the Braves at the 23.
That was number 18, Luke Gardner, who was back, and that tried to catch it right off his shoe tops, and that's tough to do.
Yeah, that was a low liner. 9:54 left here in the second quarter. Lompoc leading 14-0, and they will take possession 1st and 10 at their own 23. So far, the Knights not being able to get a whole lot of offense going on. Penalty flag on that return. Going to cost the Braves 10 yards for a holding call. So we'll back it up to the 12.
Well, Braves haven't eliminated all those mental mistakes.
One receiver wide to either side. Iribarren from the shotgun, 1 man in motion.
Iribarren keeps it, gets some blocks.
It's across the 20 and tripped up at about the 22.
It's going to be very close to a first down.
Number 7, Cameron Iribarren on the carry. Tripped up by number 12.
Cameron is like sneaky quick.
First down.
Just enough to move the chains, it looks like. First down Braves from their 22. 9:40 left here until halftime. Braves leading 14-0. Lompoc moving from left to right on your radio dial.
And a very tight formation, kind of triangle left.
They'll keep it on the ground, following those 3 blockers out front, across the 25 to the 26. Tenario on the carry, I believe.
Number 8, Oscar Tenario on the carry. Called a 4-yard pickup.
Looks like about 4 for Oscar.
Coleman back in the game.
2nd and 6 from the 27 or so-ish. 26-ish.
Sounds like a lot of ish in there.
There's a lot of ish going on. Whole lot of ishing going on. Coleman wrapped up in the backfield. 1, 2, 3 white shirts all over. Finally goes down.
Yeah.
Took all 3 of them to do it, however.
And he tries to convince them that he was never down, but he was.
Lost back to the 24. It'll be a 3rd down and 8. Need to get out to the 32. Clock running, 8:20 remaining here in the second quarter. Lompoc leading 14-0. Two receivers to either side. Uribarren in the shotgun. Good protection. Throws this one down the near sideline. A jump ball at midfield. Incomplete. Ball thrown a little to the right side of the out-of-bounds line.
Pretty good coverage on that one by number 1, Michael Madrigal.
So 4th and 8 will bring up the first punting situation for Lompoc this evening.
And this, as they say, is where it gets interesting.
Anguiano back to kick at his own 10. One man deep at midfield for the Knights. Snap is good. Pressure. It's blocked. Scooped up at the 10 by the Knights, diving forward to the 3-yard line and down there. But the St. Joseph Knights come up with the big play.
Looks like it was number 45, Marcus Frazier on the block, and number 1, Michael Madrigal on the...
Madrigal managed to scoop that up and dive forward.
He was tackled by number 2 for the Braves. That's Nick Dominguez. Otherwise, he would have scored.
So a big break for St. Joe. It's 1st and goal. The ball just about at the 2.
7:53. Waiting to elapse in the second quarter.
Quickly up to the line come the Knights. Tight formation. Whistles. Whistles will stop the play. Wait for the word. Offside against the offense again. This time, of course, it's the St. Joseph Knights that will get tagged. But that's the 3rd time we have seen that called this evening. You see that about once a season. And that was an inopportune time for that for the Knights. Still 1st and goal, but now the ball back at the 7 and flags again before the snap. My goodness.
St. Joe does not look happy.
Offside. Offense.
That's the 4th one.
The ball all the way back to the 12 now. The 1st and goal at the 2. Consecutive 5-yard penalties against the Knights backs it up to the 12. And guess what? Whistles and flags again before the snap. This one, I think, is going to go against the Braves, however. Yes. So some early movement on the defensive line. So we're going to play back and forth with the penalties now. The ball back at the 7.
Doing the penalty hokey pokey here.
The do-si-do here. 1st and goal from the 7. Let's see if we can get a snap off this time. Yes, no whistles, no flags.
Pitch to the outside.
Trying to get to the corner. Touchdown, St. Joseph. That was Darian Langley.
And they do have a lot of weapons.
So finally, after 1, 2, 3 false starts, not false starts, but you know what I mean. Not technically false starts, but they couldn't get the play off. Finally, they're in the end zone, and it's 14-6 with the point after coming up. Kick is away. Looks good to me. Officials like it too. So after all of that, 7:45 remaining in the half. It's now Lompoc 14, St. Joseph 7. Special teams coming up big for the Knights to get that blocked punt. The offense able to punch it in from 7 yards out.
Yep. And the Brave punting game continues to be problematic.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
On the Braves Radio Network.
So we've got a ball game breaking out.
Yep.
A lot of mixed opinions about this game tonight as far as the experts around the Central Coast.
This is Tom Garrett. What do you need, audience?
No one quite sure how to prognosticate this one, depending on. They kind of left it up to the Braves as far as which version showed up. Low line drive kick, fielded at the 12 by one of the up men.
I believe that's 26.
And tackled at the 28 goes number 26. I think.
Number 26, Tyler Rounds on the return.
It's Tyler Rounds, a name we have not called frequently.
First and 10, the 27-yard line.
Nice run. Takes it out to the 27 with 7:38 remaining in the half.
Hey, why don't we go ahead and give away another bag? Program number 195. Program number 195.
The Braves will send 3 receivers up to the top, 1 here to the short side of the field. Uribarren from the shotgun, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, finds a seam, gets across the 40 to the 42 before he's tripped up.
That's number 7.
Nice blocking, nice run.
First down.
That's enough to move the chains for the Braves. First and 10 Lompoc from their own 42. Clock running inside 7:30 remaining. Two receivers up top, 1 here to the near side. 2 backs in the backfield with Uribarren, who will keep it himself once again and get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Picked up back an iota.
And a couple of white shirts along the way. No gain at the 43, second down and 10 for the Braves. $14-7 is our score. Lompoc leads. Braves will send 2 wides to the left. Uribarren again from the shotgun. Gives it this time to Coleman. He'll sweep to the far side, trying to get to the corner. Not going to get much. Out to about the 45 is all for a gain of a couple. Good pursuit there by the St. Joseph defense. Just short of the 45. Third down and about 7 for the Braves from there. We have reached the halfway mark here in the second quarter. 6 minutes left. Braves up 14-7. They're on the far hash mark. 2 receivers, 1 in the slot. High formation for the Braves. Uribarren fakes the handoff, rolls right, being pursued.
And we're going to have a penalty called on the Braves.
Uribarren gets out of bounds at about the 46, well short of a first down, but this is going to be a penalty against the Braves for a block in the back, or a hold, or one or the other.
Yep.
Hold.
They might decline it, since that would bring up 4th down.
And I think they are going to do just that, Mike.
Uribarren picked up about a yard on it.
Holding penalty is going to be declined, bringing up a 4th down.
It's 4th down, and the Braves will punt this one away.
Or at least attempt to do so. Might be time for a fake.
Or at least line up to do so, yeah.
Ooh, high snap.
Ooh, get this one away, but it's a high, short kick.
And it takes a night bounce.
Down by the Braves. Oscar Tenorio there to do that at the 44. That's a net of about
10 yards?
Yeah, 10, 12 yards is all on that punt. So the Knights will have good field position to start this possession. First and 10 at their own 44-yard line with 5:24 left until half. St. Joe trailing by 7. They'd like to do something about that right about now.
Should be an excellent time for a turnover, Greg.
Trevor Cole out wide for the Knights.
High formation. Oh, nice job by the
Well,
line.
they pay us back to throw. Incomplete across the middle, looking for Cole.
Yeah, who was covered by 3 Braves. I think they got the memo that somebody needs to deal with him.
Yes, keep an eye on number 12.
Uh-huh.
Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10, stops the clock with 5:18 remaining in the half. Cole again out wide right, I formation.
Running play. Flag down.
And a big pile of humanity at about the 45-yard line, and finally the play will be blown dead.
I think that was Guggia, but
I believe that is correct. We'll check the flag. Shot block is going to be the official call against the offense. That'll back them up 15. They don't like that penalty at all. All the way back to the 31 goes the ball.
This has not been a spectacularly well-played game, but it has been close.
I feel like we've almost had more penalties than points.
Probably pretty close.
4 receiver set for the Knights. Plenty of time. And then has to throw this one into the ground for incomplete.
Was a receiver in the general vicinity, but
stops the clock with exactly 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. And brings up 3rd down. 3rd and line down 25. Quick math. And I didn't have to take off my shoes either.
Oh. Not sure that would have helped.
4 receivers. Dumps it off in the middle, complete.
That's to Guggia. And he'll pick up out to the 49, but
Tenorio got him by the ankles and tripped him up. Gain out to the 48-yard line. It'll be 4th down.
Great pressure again by Jesus Corrales.
Fourth and 6, and the Knights will line up to punt. One man deep for the Braves at the 25, and what a surprise, we have whistles to stop the play.
And wide man on the formation was about 3 yards downfield before the ball was snapped. So
that's illegal, isn't it?
That's a no-no.
Yep. Back them up 5 to the 42. We'll back up 5 and do this one more time.
With 4:20 in the second.
Short, high kick, bounces at the Brave 42 and then goes directly out of bounds on the far sideline.
Maybe a little backwards.
The Braves were fortunate not to get flagged on that one because they were running one of their linemen off the field right at the same time that ball was snapped. Apparently he got off the sideline just in time.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll turn around. The Braves will go the other way. 1st and 10 at their own 42 with 4:13 left in the half. Lompoc leading 14-7.
It'd be real nice if the Braves could punch in another touchdown here.
Schumer in motion. Barron fakes it to him. Now he's scrambling for his life in the backfield.
Gets a nice block from Ranny.
Across the line of scrimmage to 50. Still on his feet and out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. And that was close to a disaster. And ends up for a 1st down.
That was no, nice play.
Yeah.
He probably ran at least 60 yards on that, maybe 70.
That was a lot of work. But enough to move the chains. It's out of the ball at the 47-yard line of the Knights.
4 minutes even.
One receiver wide left. Here, Barron, hands off.
Ooh.
That is DeAndre Coleman fighting his way down to the 40-yard line.
And that was give Leandre the ball and have him run straight ahead.
Just shy of the 40 on the carry.
About 7 yards.
2nd and 3 for Lompoc. Clock running, 3.5 remaining in the second quarter. Braves up 14-7.
Braves not showing a whole lot of speed here.
They do have one timeout remaining if they choose to use it somewhere down the line. High formation.
Backside to Coleman, I think that was. And he's down to the 35.
A little bit of a bobble after that exchange, but Leandre able to get a handle on it and gets down to the 35, and that'll move the chains for the Braves. 1st and 10 Lompoc, the ball just inside the Knight 35.
.309. Clock stops temporarily. Move the chains.
Now it'll roll.
304, 303.
The Braves would dearly like to use up this last 3 minutes and punch one in before halftime.
Lone receiver out to the left. That's Andrew Galindo.
Here, Barron under center this time. Run up the middle. That's Oscar Tenorio. Gets inside the 30 to the 29. Nice game for Oscar. 5 or 6 for number 8. We'll call it 6. 2nd and 4 Lompoc. Plenty of time. 2:20 left. Clock ticking, however.
Your Barron still running over to the side to get the play.
Galindo wide left. High formation for Lompoc.
Fullback in motion.
Oscar again tries to leap over one. And I'll call him down at about the 28.
Yeah, gain of a couple. Got back up and took off, and he said, no, you were down.
3rd and 3 for Lompoc from the 28-yard line. Inside 2 minutes remaining until halftime.
Coleman in, Tenorio out.
Clock beginning to become a little bit of a factor here. Again, the Braves have one stoppage remaining.
Again.
Here, Barron to Coleman. Cuts it back outside.
Makes a nice move. Now
he's going to try and outrun everybody. He gets run out of bounds around the 10-yard line on the far sideline.
Yep. He made a real nice move on the cornerback.
First down, Lompoc. Let's see if they spot it inside or outside the 10. Outside. So 1st and 10 from about the 11.
79 seconds left on the clock.
The good news for that is Coleman was able to get out of bounds to stop that clock, and the Braves can hold on to that timeout.
Yep. And they have been quite ground-oriented for most of this second half. Oh, that's... And now we've got
whistles.
And I think Lompoc burned their last time out there.
Yes, they did. Timeout Braves with 1:18 left.
Some confusion on the field, and
I don't think that's where they wanted to use that.
No, but I don't think they wanted a delay penalty either.
Yeah. Yep. It'll be 1st and 10 Braves from the 11 when we get back. They'll have 1:18 to see what they can do about adding one score before halftime. At halftime, we'll be sending you back to the KPEG studios for some pertinent information, things going on around the Lompoc Valley. Don't forget, we will be back here 1 week from tonight when the San Ynez Pirates come to town to take on the Lompoc Braves in Game 1 of the Braves Channel League.
Arroyo Grande is up on board 6-0. Sanger and Paso Robles are tied at 10. Wainimi's up 7-0 on Carpinteria. Mission Prep is leading 21-6. Hart is clobbering Ventura 21-0. Brigetti leads Dos Pueblos 14-7. That's a good one. St. Margaret's leads Bishop Diego in the second quarter 14-12. Orchid Academy is up 21-0. And San Ynez is woken up against Templeton. They're up 21-7.
Aha. Back to action here at Houck at 1st and 10 for the Braves. From the shotgun,
Pitch.
Barron keeps it, following some blockers, gets inside the 10 to about the 8, it looks like.
Yeah, that was kind of student buddy right.
Yep. Lots of blue drifting that way.
A couple new players in the game. There's Joe Schumer and Drew Williams.
4 receivers set for Lompoc. Clock running, 50 seconds remaining. Barron from the shotgun.
Draw.
Down to the 6.
Barron on the quarterback keeper brought down by number 45.
The Braves wishing they had that timeout right about now, I think. 38 seconds and counting. 3rd down and about 6 for Lompoc. 3 receivers to the left. Coleman by himself here to the right. Fake to Denario. Awesome. Cameron Iribarren keeps it himself and dives across the goal line. Touchdown, Braves.
With 21.5 seconds.
Who needs a timeout, huh? Well done by the Braves to get those plays off and keep the clock running and make it 20-7 with the point after coming up. Kick is away.
Oh, that
Looks
was
beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Boom to that one. 21.5 seconds remaining, and we got 21 points on the board for Lompoc. The St. Joseph was 7. 21-7 Braves lead. And that lead will be barring a miraculous play here on the kickoff. The Braves will have a comfortable lead going into halftime.
But as we noted earlier, St. Joe has done that to other teams late in the half, and it was a problem for the Braves against St. Paul, giving up points with very little left on the clock.
Well, so far, the St. Joseph Knights coming up well under their scoring average in the second quarter.
And that's a good
Alex Gonzalez ready to kick off for the Braves. Puts his foot into this one. That's a nice kick. Goes out of bounds, does it?
Oh, it made the corner of the end zone. That was
heading right for the pylon and took a nice bounce into the end zone. Well done by Alex. Touchback will give the Knights a first down at their own 20.
This will be their 6th possession.
St. Joe has 2 timeouts remaining and 21.5 seconds left on the clock. See if they go to air it out. They will send 3 receivers up to the top, 1 here to the near side of the field.
And they'll run a draw play.
Rather successful draw play. Still on his feet across the 40 to about the 42.
Guya stopped by Coleman right around the 42.
22 on that carry. And St. Joe will use a timeout with 11.9 seconds remaining. They'll have 1 left. Maybe getting into Hail Mary territory.
There you go. Somebody needs to find number 12.
Mm-hmm. He was all by himself here on the near side that last play. They spread the defense out with 4 receivers and ran it right up the gut. And picked up a big chunk of green.
We got a winner. We got a bag. There you go. Live program. You gotta be in it.
Second there.
The Knights will line up with 4 receivers once again. Back to pass. Now have to scramble. Gets away from one. Still on his feet. Rolling to the far side. Coleman's going to push him out of bounds at the far sideline.
Leandre Coleman forced out our copyists for a 2-yard loss, making it 2nd and 12 tonight.
Back to the 40 goes the ball. It'll be 2nd down. Clock stop of 4.1 seconds, and the Knights are running out of options here. That play cost them about 7 seconds.
Nice pressure by DeLuna and Corrales.
4 wides once again. Utopia's from the shotgun.
Screen pass.
Middle screen incomplete. 3 blue jerseys in the backfield in a hurry that time. Ball falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 12 with 0.4, that is 0.4 seconds remaining in the half. So the Knights will have one last shot to see if they can do something spectacular here before the half. Looks like Cole up by himself on the top. 3 rides here to the near side.
Braves have 3 down and a bunch of guys 5 to 10 yards off the ball.
And a running play will run out of bounds on the far sideline. And that will bring the first half to a close. 24 minutes here in the books at Houck Stadium this evening. Our halftime score is the Lompoc Braves 21, the St. Joseph Knights 7. As mentioned, we will send you back to the KPEG studios to hear what's going on in and around the Lompoc Valley, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes for the second half. Stay with us, folks. Halftime score, Lompoc 21, St. Joseph 7.
I got smart about mortgages. Now, it's my house I go home to.
I got smart about college. Now my kid's off to a great start.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org.
I got smart about health insurance. Now both my finances and I are healthy.
Smartaboutmoney.org is a free online resource from the National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money.
I got smart about protecting my job. Now, I'm doing better than ever.
For everything from how to build an emergency fund to how to deal with job uncertainty, smartaboutmoney.org has the answers you're looking for.
I got smart about credit cards. Now paper or plastic has a whole new meaning.
Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
Hey, football fans, do you have friends or family that live out of town but still like to follow Lompoc Valley football? Let them know that KPEG's game coverage is also streaming live on the web. Just send them to kpegradio.com and they can catch all of the action no matter where they are. That's kpegradio.com, brought to you by your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. By now, you've probably figured out that KPEG is not your ordinary average radio station. In fact, we're anything but ordinary. First, you'll never ever hear a commercial on KPEG. We're all about the music. And how about that music? We play more music with more variety than any other station in the area. And not just the standard tunes you hear everywhere else. Sure, we play rock and oldies and your favorite classic rock songs, but we'll also introduce you to some deep tracks that you might not have heard. Some new rock, and even some bands that are a bit off the mainstream. That's what makes KPEG so unique. Well, that and our exclusive live sports coverage. But the point is that KPEG is different by design. Enjoy it. We're 100.9 KPEG.
Dad! Come on! Over here! Look at this, Dad! Over... Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, biking, fishing, or camping. Or do your own thing when you get there with family and friends. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We hope you are enjoying KPEG's live coverage of tonight's game featuring the St. Joseph Knights and the Lompoc Braves. Next week, our broadcast crew will be right back here at Houck Stadium, where the Braves will play host to the St. Inez Pirates in their first Channel League matchup. Join us at 6:45 for pregame, including an exclusive interview with Braves head coach Andrew Jones. Then get ready for the kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's the St. Inez Pirates versus the Lompoc Braves next Friday night, and you'll find it right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
The City Council meetings are your window into how Lompoc works. You can even speak to the council and let them know how you feel. But if you can't be there in person, you can always follow along on TAP TV, KPEG Radio, and the web at cityoflompoc.com. That's right. We'll be there on the first and third Tuesday of every month, bringing you all the comments, discussions, and votes. So tune in for a live trimulcast of your City Council meetings, only on TAP TV, KPEG Radio, and cityoflompoc.com.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
Don't have a car? Too far to walk? Bike in the shop? Welcome aboard Colt, the City of Lompoc Transit. Sit back and let us do the driving. Colt serves the communities of Lompoc, Mission Hills, and Vandenberg Village. We offer comfort, low fares, convenience, free transfers, and great service. For more information and free trip planning assistance, give us a call at 736-7666 or visit us on the web at cityoflompoc.com/transit.
So, you want to know what's new on KPEG? Well, we've created the perfect solution, and we call it KPEG New Tracks. Every week, we'll showcase some of the new songs we've recently added to the mix, plus preview some tracks that haven't even made it into rotation yet. From indie to heavy metal, you'll hear some great new additions to the library, complete with artist and song title information. And who knows, one of them may turn out to be your next favorite song. Can you afford not to listen? It's KPEG New Tracks. Catch it every Friday night at 6 p.m., right here on your home for the greatest collection of rock and roll on the planet, 100.9 KPEG.
Hello, I'm Samantha Scroggin, Community Relations Manager with the City of Lompoc, and let's tune in to what's happening in Lompoc. Play ball, Join us at our newly renovated Thompson Park at 5:30 p.m. on Thursday, September 27th, as we celebrate our community partners and volunteers who made this project possible. Lompoc Recreation's Totally 80s Family Dance Party is still open for registration. This all-ages family-friendly dance event is on Friday, September 28th. Fall has barely arrived, but it's not too early to pick up an application to take part in this year's Lompoc Christmas Parade. Applications for Miracle on H Street are available at the Anderson Recreation Center and are also available online at cityoflompoc.com. Homework help is back at our Lompoc Library. Join us for Homework Club Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. District elections are around the corner in Lompoc. To help inform our community about this new district election process, we've created a district elections webpage linked from cityoflompoc.com. Visit our City of Lompoc website at cityoflompoc.com for more information on all these great events and more. And be sure to follow the City of Lompoc on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for all the latest news in the city. Thanks for joining us for this City of Lompoc news update. We'll talk to you next time when we tune in Lompoc.
Rich is just a really good guy. The term good egg isn't enough to describe him. He's also certified organic and free range. Rich puts the cap back on everything. The toothpaste, the olive oil, the shampoo, everything. He lets his 10-year-old nephew beat him at virtual tennis, even though he can straight up slay his 10-year-old nephew in virtual tennis. When the toilet paper is running low, Rich replaces the roll on the actual holder, not just on the back of the toilet. Rich is texting and driving. Rich? No. What are you doing, Rich? I was just telling everyone how great you are. Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
I shop and cook for my mom every week. I help my dad pay his bills.
I take my wife to the doctor.
Am I a caregiver?
Are you caring for a senior parent, spouse, or friend? Do you spend time helping with meals, shopping, or personal care? Are you stressed? Do you have less time for yourself? You are not alone. Nearly 1 in 6 people in Lompoc are caregivers. Visit caringtogetherlompoc.org or call 925-9554.
We hope you are enjoying KPEG's live coverage of tonight's game featuring the St. Joseph Knights and the Lompoc Braves. Next week, our broadcast crew will be right back here at Houck Stadium, where the Braves will play host to the St. Inez Pirates in their first Channel League matchup. Join us at 6:45 for pregame, including an exclusive interview with Braves head coach Andrew Jones. Then get ready for the kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's the St. Inez Pirates versus the Lompoc Braves next Friday night, and you'll find it right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, Let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cold time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Casey Farah, your host for KPEG's Local Music Hour. Playing music from Lompoc and the surrounding cities. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. Right here on KPEG 100.9 FM.
Hey Lompoc, now that your newest, bestest, most favoritist radio station is up and running, why not put us to work? If your organization has a nonprofit event or fundraiser coming up, let KPEG help spread the word. Just submit your public service announcement at least 2 weeks in advance and we'll handle the rest. Call us at 875-2750 for details. That's 875-2750. After all, KPEG is your community radio station. Serving you is what we do. You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
So you see, son, good manners are very, very important. Someday, many years from now, when you're a grown-up, you'll be a man. And when you are, you should be a gentleman. Do you want me to go through it one more time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If a door's shut, then knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't speak with your mouth full, don't reach across people's plates, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. While we're at it, don't stare, don't use foul language, don't call people names, but do remember people's names. Always share your toys, play nice, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give up your seat to anyone who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
The World Wide Web has many things to offer, and one of those things is Tap TV. Just surf your browser to cityoflompoc.com/taptv. Click on any one of our 3 channels and you'll see original, locally produced television. Between shows, we have a bulletin board loaded with announcements and events in Lompoc, with rockin' KPEG radio as the soundtrack. It doesn't stop there. You can make your own TV show. Just stop by the Lompoc Media Center at 125 West Walnut on the 3rd floor of the Anderson Rec Center, and we'll show you how.
Well, welcome back to Houck Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Our halftime score is the Lompoc Braves 21, the St. Joseph Knights 7. We are just moments away from the start of the second half. Mike, what are your thoughts on the first 24 minutes of this one?
Well, Greg, Lompoc has done a very good job of ball control. They've had 5 possessions. They've scored on 3 of them. The other 2 were punts. The punting game has not been spectacular, but they had 1 blocked and the other one was short. But the defense has done a pretty good job of controlling a potentially explosive Knights squad.
All right, here we go. So far, so good, I would think, for the Braves. The good news for Lompoc, other than they're leading by 14, is that they will receive the second half kickoff. And frivolity in the press box. Okay, yep.
It's kind of nice to have a relaxed press box. It's been tense a couple times this season.
Yes. Tonight, the spirits are much higher. Reflecting in the scoreboard, I think. So as we said, the Braves set to receive the second half kick. Leandre Coleman back deep. One thing I've noticed is a distinct lack of number 5 recently.
Yes.
Ryan Morgan is missing. We'll try and find him somewhere. The kick is in the air. A nice high end-over-end kick fielded at the 5. That is Coleman.
Runs past 2 guys. Cuts upfield.
Powers through it 2 more and gets across the 30 to about the 32. It shows some spirit when he gets up off the grass. So a nice return of about 27. And the Braves will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Just underway here in the second half. Here, Barron will come in with the play, and we will get things going here in the second half. Nice contingent of fans made the trip over from Santa Maria Valley, by the way, to watch from the far sideline. Oscar Tenario will get the first carry of the second half, and will get straightened up at about 33 after
He
getting
ran into Mr. Maldonado, and they went to the north, along with Zach Wilson.
Again, we want to welcome all the folks that are listening at kpegradio.com from over from St. Joe Land. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate you tuning in tonight.
And also listening on KTNK, AM 1410, on the Braves Radio Network.
Love the way he says that. Second down, and we'll call it 10 for the Braves. Ooh. Coleman fights his way forward for a yard or 2. Looks like they'll put it about the 34.
That's Leandre Coleman on the carry.
It'll be a 3rd down and long, about 8.
And he was met by a whole bunch of guys wearing white.
Well, just shy of the Brave 35-yard line. First possession of the second half for Lompoc. 10:40 remaining.
3rd and long, and they could really use this conversion. Arrow formation left.
Here, Barron takes the handoff, rolls left, looks for a block, and gets a hold on the corner is why he made it around across the 40.
Came up short of the first down anyway. He'd be about a yard and a half short. And
2 flags come flying from different directions on the same infraction.
Yeah.
That was blatantly obvious.
Pickup of about 7.
And they're going to accept the penalty. Move the ball back to the 25. Interesting.
Looks like it's holding against the Braves. 10-yard penalty makes it.
It would have brought up 4th down, but 4th down and relatively short.
Yeah.
So they'll back them up instead. It'll be a 3rd down and long from the 25.
Would have been 4th and about a meter.
As it is, it's 3rd down and about 16, 17 yards. 17. Braves will send two receivers out here to the near side. Coleman will go out to split left. Now in motion. And whistles and flags. This could be a delay. Yep. Too much time by the Braves.
Flag is for delay game against Braves, 5-yard penalty to make it 3rd and 22.
So back-to-back penalties cost the Braves a bunch of yards, and the ball is all the way back to the 20. 3rd down on about an acre now.
Third and 22. Last time they were facing a similar situation, I think, is when they threw to Ryan Morgan for set up their first touchdown.
Gary Barron keeps it, wiggling his way through traffic, gets across the 30, out to about the 33. Well short of a first down, however. It'll be about 8 or 9 yards short of a first down.
Did pick up some yardage.
Declan Sparrow back to kick the ball away for the Braves. One man deep for the Knights back at about the 35.
Braves still trying to find a punter.
Snap is good. Kick is away.
Sparrow kind of punch kicks it, and it's
fielded at the 33. Return right up the middle. That was Trevor Cole, I believe. It's out to the 42. And we have a St. Joseph Knight down. Back on the other side of the 50, towards the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 10-2. When play resumes, the Knights will have a first down at their own 43-yard line. That is number 36, Acosta, and he will walk off with minimal assistance. Good to see. So 9:35 left here in the third quarter. Lompoc leading 21-7, and the Knights have a first down at their own 43-yard line with their first possession of the second half. Running play.
Guzia up the middle and maybe a yard.
Yeah, maybe is the key word there. Okay, we'll give him 1. 2nd and 9 from the 44. See if we can get through the second half with a fewer flags than we saw in the second quarter. 2 receivers, 1 to either side. Back to pass, plenty of time, good protection.
Oh,
throw complete at the 45. Cole stretches inside the 40. Cole is brought down. Cole just found a little soft spot there in the defense, sat down.
Yep. And have a first down at the Lompoc 40.
Two receivers set once again. Guggia on the carry, gets down to about the 35.
Looked like he picked up about 4.
And a late flag comes in after the play was dead.
Devin Guggia on the carry. Like a 4-yard pickup. There's a flag on the play.
Check what this one's all about. We have had more flags tonight than
in a while.
Yeah. Personal foul. Lompoc.
Chalk up another one in the bonehead plays.
The not smart category.
Flag is for a personal foul against the Braves.
15 yards moves the ball all the way down to the Brave 21. So a nice break for the Knights.
Coleman comes off the field and he's limping a little. I think he may have a bit of a calf cramp. Stretching it out. Like he's gonna.
He is in some discomfort, that is for sure. Talking with trainer Tom Blanco as we speak.
Yep, and flag.
Guess what? Flags and whistles stop the play. I'm shocked, Mike. I'm stunned.
And it looks like they're going to march the Knights back.
Flags for offside against the Knights, 5-yard.
There's that offsides against the offense again for what, the
fifth time
or sixth time this evening? Got to be lining up in the neutral zone, I think, is the only real way to explain that. Mm-hmm. You'd think they'd get the hint by now.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be checking with the linesman, but apparently not.
Back about 5, first and 15. 4 receivers. Dump this one across the middle, complete to the 15, inside the 10, and down to about the 7-yard line.
I think that was number 28. 26.
I don't have a 28.
Yeah, he's been playing both ways. So.
Oh, there he is. Number 28, Billy Collins.
Caught the touchdown pass a couple weeks ago.
He's a big boy, 6 foot 220.
Billy Collins.
High formation, first down. And a big defensive stop there by the Lompoc Braves. Leading that charge was Aaron Nunez. Pushed that ball back for a loss. Ball back to the 10-yard line now. The nose of the ball just inside the 10. It's second down, second and goal. One receiver to the right. Pitch to Guggia, finds a hole, flag down. Guggia is down at the 2. Holding St. Joseph. This one will come back. And penalties just stymieing both these teams right now.
Mm-hmm.
These are the kind that got to drive coaches crazy. Well, all the way back to the 22 now.
With 6:53 left in
This is the
third quarter.
Definition of retrograde motion.
Indeed.
It is second and goal from the 22-yard line. Don't get to say that very often.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Yep.
From the shotgun this time. Looking to pass. Plenty of time. Now rolling right. Has to tuck it away.
Avoids a tackler, but cannot avoid DeLuna. It's not very often you see a quarterback run down from the nose tackle spot.
Down to the 17 was that play. It'll be a third down and goal from there.
5-yard pickup makes it third.
Approaching the halfway mark here in the third quarter. 21-7 is our score. Lompoc leads. St. Joseph trying to find a way to get in the end zone here.
You're knocking on the door with a long pole.
Some yellow hankies getting in their way. 4 receivers and whistles.
Timeout.
Timeout called by the Knights. Stop the clock with 5:58 remaining here in the third. 21-7, there's a score. The Lompoc Braves lead. You are listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
On the Braves Radio Network.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back in the studio doing her thing. We appreciate that. We appreciate you tuning in here at KPEG Radio and KPEGradio.com. Thanks for joining us. Our pleasure to be here. We will be here again next week when the San Ynez Pirates come to visit the Lompoc Braves in Game 1 of the Channel League season. And every game is going to be a big one. Taking a look at the Channel League. Of course, these are non-league standings, but DP coming into tonight on top at 3-1. Santa Barbara at 3-2. St. Ynez and Lompoc tied up at 2-2 apiece. San Marcos at 1-4, and Cabrillo, the only remaining winless team, at 0-5 coming into tonight. Third and goal now. Plenty of time. Now the pocket's going to break down, and he'll get sacked at the 19. Lucatero brings him down in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. And it looks like the Knights will line up for a field goal attempt.
And this is easily within his range.
This will be about a 37-yarder from the far hash. Good snap. Kick is a low line drive, and he's going to miss this one left.
Ooh, that was a rocket, but it acted like a rocket instead of a missile or a cannon shot. It was had a lot of oomph behind it, but not terribly accurate.
Sounds like my 3-wood.
Yeah. And pretty much like 13 other clubs in your bag. Yeah.
Pretty much, except without the oomph part. So the kick is no good. The score remains Lompoc 21, St. Joseph 7, with 5:21 remaining here in the third quarter. The Braves will take over 1st and 10 at their 20. Which is better than 1st and 20 at their 10, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah. We've been there.
Yeah.
Lompoc's 7th possession.
2 receivers here to the near side. Uribarren from the shotgun. Go to the ground game. Yeah. Straight up the middle for a few.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Is that get him off the pile? That was Leandre Coleman. Good to see him back and functioning. Gain of about 3. We'll call it 2nd and 7 for the Braves.
And I'm not seeing Colin Rainey out there. Fullback has mostly been being number 30, and we do not have him listed.
Oh, and Coleman will slip in the backfield and go down.
Loss of 1.
Ball back to the 22. It'll be 3rd and 8. Clock running. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Williams and Tenorio come in. Oh, okay.
Uribarren right behind with the play.
Rainey was in on that last one. Couldn't see him.
Still no sign of Ryan Morgan, however. There is a player with a warm-up jacket on the sideline that might be him. I'm not sure. 3rd and 8 for the Braves. Ooh. Ball is loose after Uribarren took a big hit at the line of scrimmage. Braves will cover it, however.
And that was, guess who? Number 1 falling on that ball.
So the Braves avoid the turnover, but they come up empty on the play. 4th and 8, and Declan Sparrow will be back to punt once again. Declan at about his 12. Deep back for the Knights is at his own 45. And movement and flags. What do you know?
I'm shocked, Greg. Shocked.
I am just totally stunned.
I have a feeling the subject of bonehead mistakes may come in practice again this week.
This will be a false start call against Lompoc. Back them up to the 17-yard line, and we'll try this one again.
Deep return man is standing astride the 50.
I think that's Cole.
Well, now he takes a couple steps forward, and he's at the Lompoc 47.
That is Trevor Cole, and he'll watch this one roll. Takes a nice little Lompoc roll.
Yeah, that one.
Out of bounds on the far sideline at about the 48-yard line.
Yeah.
Looks like it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights.
Nice job of punting away from the returner. It wasn't a real powerful kick. It did.
Kind of seems to be the MO for the Lompoc Braves kicking game tonight.
There's 2 good things about it. It was not blocked, and it was not returned.
That's 2 very good things. But nonetheless, good starting position for the Knights. 1st and 10 from their own 49.
2:57.
Throwing on 1st down. Cole's got it complete here on the near side, gets away from one, gets away from two, still on his feet, all the way down close to the 20-yard line.
And finally thumped by Tenorio.
Number 12, Trevor Cole on the reception for a St. Joseph first down.
Big gain for the St. Joseph Knights down to the Brave 22.
Oscar Tenorio drove him down at the 22-yard line.
Just under 3 minutes. Clock running.
The Knights having some periodic success with the pass play.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there, trying to figure out where everybody was supposed to go, but I don't think they're...
Now two receivers up top. Back to pass again. Looking right. This one incomplete. And
Almost
away.
picked.
Yep.
That was number 18 over there. I believe that's no, 15, Joe Schumer. Okay.
Schumer with a nice job getting his hands in the way of that one. Second down and 10 after the incompletion. 2:25 left here in the third. 21-7 is our score. The Braves on top.
Schumer was just kind of lurking back there and made a real nice break on the ball.
If he'd been about a half a second faster, he might have been running in the other direction for about 80 yards. As it is, it's second and 10 for the Knights. From the shotgun. Back to pass, now pulls it down, lots of room in the middle. Slides safely into the 15-yard line. It'll be a third down and about 3 from the 15, just outside the 15. 2 minutes remaining here in the third.
And I suspect this may be 4-down territory.
You could very well be right. One receiver to either side. Cole here to the close sideline. Guggia. Cuts it. No, that's not Guggia. That's number 28.
We do not have. That's Mr. Collins, I believe.
Billy Collins again, and he's in the end zone for the St. Joseph score from 22 yards out.
Looks like I finally been given number 28's name, Billy Collins.
There's 1:43 remaining in the third quarter.
Ball game breaking out here at Hawks Stadium is 21-13 with the PAT pending. The kick is away, no whistles or flags this time, and the kick is good. 1:43 remaining here in the third. Lompoc leading 21-14. You're listening to the Game of the Week on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
On the Braves Radio Network.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it very, very much. Especially you folks tuning in from Santa Maria Valley. We appreciate you listening at kpegradio.com. (21-14). Lompoc leads in what has been an interesting ball game. Lompoc has never trailed tonight, but St. Joe hanging right in there, and plenty of time. This was not over by a long shot. Squib kick fielded at about the 25-yard line. Now Drew Williams, and he'll get out to the 32. Number 32 gets to the 32, and that's where the Braves will take over. Well, when it works like that.
Yeah.
I look up on the scoreboard and it says 137 and just blows the whole thing. So needed to be 32. Oh well. Who said life was fair, right, Mike?
Yeah.
First down, Braves from the 32.
Wasn't me anyway.
Yeah. Tight formation for the Braves. Now they'll send Schumer out wide left. Here, Barron fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, designed quarterback sweep to the left, trying to get some blocks, and he's going to get buried instead.
Well, he got past one guy and picked up about 4.
Number 7, Cameron here, Barron on the quarterback keeper.
And they'll actually stop him shy of the 35.
Maldonado on the stop, so a little 7-on-7 action there.
So give him about 3 on that one. The ball just short of the 35-yard line. Second and 7, Lompoc from there. 1 minute remaining here in the third.
Jesus Corrales in the game. That looks like a tight end position.
Nice rushing touchdown by the St. Joseph Knights. Gives them 7 points and gets them 7 points closer. And now the Braves trying to answer.
And suddenly the Knights defense has decided to show up here.
Coleman gets across the 35 to the 36, and it'll be third down and about 5 for Lompoc from there. Inside 30 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Huge third down here for the Braves.
Braves need a conversion for sure.
And as you have pointed it out several times, no Ryan Morgan.
And the Braves will let the quarter run out. They lined up to snap the ball and just let the clock tick away. So we are done with 3 here at Houck Stadium tonight. Our third quarter score is Lompoc 21, St. Joseph 14. We got 12 minutes to go to see who comes out with a win here tonight. You're listening to the Braves Radio Network. This is KPEG 100.9 FM.
And KTNK AM 1410. And of course, streaming live on the web all around the world.
We're worldwide, Mike.
We're worldwide.
Yes, Ryan Morgan suspiciously absent for quite a while here. I hope he's okay. We'll turn around and go the other way. Braves running from south to north here in the fourth quarter. And I think we might learn a little bit about Lompoc right now here in the next 12 minutes, Mike.
Indeed.
Braves will take the field. They're looking at third and about 6 from their own 36. DeAndre Coleman goes out wide to the right, all the way over to the far sideline.
Drew Williams in motion. Takes the ball.
Nope.
Here.
Yep. He did.
Ooh, he's going to be
out to the
just
40.
short. Got over the 40, and I think if he had just kept going outside, he would have gotten it. But he tried to turn it up, and
he's going to be about 2 yards short at the 40-yard line.
Number 32, Drew Williams on the run. Makes it 4th and 2 for the Braves.
I do not see a punter coming out, Mike.
No, and I don't think we're going to. Williams comes out. Tenorio comes out.
Okay, 4th down and about 2 for Lompoc. Big play here. 2 receivers to the near side. Top side's empty.
Oh.
Movement on the line. No flags.
I think we had a timeout, Lompoc. Before anything happened.
The Braves will call timeout, stop the clock. We're 58 seconds into the fourth quarter, and the Braves have used a timeout. Let's hope that doesn't come back and bite them later.
That's their first of the half with 11:02 remaining in regulation.
Big play of the game coming up here. 4th and 2 for Lompoc. Any scores to report, Mike?
Okay, well, we've got Rigetti up on Dos Bobos, 20-14. San Ynez has taken control against Templeton, 28-7 in the third quarter.
We got a nail biter here. Lompoc in a dogfight against the St. Joseph Knights. It's 4th and 2 as the Braves come back on the field. There's a change of formation. No receivers, I formation. It's a running play. He's not going to get there.
Ooh.
That was Leandre Coleman, tackled at the 40.
Might have lost a yard.
And the scuffle going on in the backfield. I don't see any flags on the field, but boy, there could have been. And a big stop by the St. Joseph Knights defense will give them the ball on downs, and they'll have a first down at the Brave 40-yard line, trailing by 7. Huge stop by the Knights.
Mm-hmm. Right at 11 minutes left in regulation.
Now, can they capitalize? One receiver wide to either set. I formation.
Handoff up the middle, and Gulia.
Number 2 on the carry, number 2 on the tackle.
He'll get out about 3 yards down to the 37.
Well,
38.
Two tackled by 2 for a 2-yard gain, right?
Okay, that'll work.
That give you some symmetry there.
I feel better now. 2nd and 8 from the 38. Trevor Cole wide left. One receiver wide to the right. Payas back to throw. He's got Cole open on the far side, complete.
Oh, nice job.
Feet taken out from under him on the far side. I think that was Schumer that tripped him up. But a nice gain on the play down to the 26 and a first down for the Knights. Clock running. 10:20 remaining in the 4th. Dare I say it? In regulation.
28. Collins on the carry.
He's got some room on the far side, and out of bounds somewhere around the 10-yard line on the far sideline.
That's that same play he scored on.
And we mentioned he's a load. He's 6 foot 220, and he's tough to bring down. It's first down, Mike. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. St. Joseph threatening to tie this thing up with 10 minutes left here in the 4th.
And there is a lot of time left.
Oh, an eternity.
10:06.
Again, 2 receivers. The pitch. Guggia trying to get to the corner.
And he will lose yardage.
Schumer tracked him down. Back to the 13-yard line, it looks like.
Loss of a couple.
Put it at the 14. 2nd down. At about 12. Maybe, 12.
Verging on 13.
Ball on the near hash. Cole goes wide to the far side. From the shotgun, quarterback keeper, design play, going to get wrapped up and stacked up by the Braves defense.
Maybe a yard.
Number 9, Chaser Coffee is brought down by number 54. With a flag on the play.
Penalty marker down. Clock stop with 9:18 left here in the 4th. Officials discussing it, and we will get the call momentarily. Maybe.
Sideline warning against Lompoc, and I believe that's their 2nd.
Yep, that'll cost them 5 yards. My goodness.
The flag is for a sideline infraction against the Braves.
That moves the ball down to the 7-yard line. That's the bad news. The good news is it's 3rd down.
3rd and long 6.
Back to pass, throwing across on the slant, complete. That's Trevor Cole, touchdown.
Nice.
St. Joseph. And it is 21-20. We are 1 point away from a tie ball game with 9:13 remaining. And a big PAT coming up right here. Kick is away. It is good. 9 minutes, 13 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, and we are tied up at 21. You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
On the Braves Radio Network.
While we have a moment, let's say howdy. Special howdy to Izzy, to Mikey, to Coco, and to Buddy, and of course Lita, taking care of the gang. Hi guys, enjoy the game. Mike, we got a ball game.
Yes, we do.
21-21. St. Joseph set the kick.
And this would be a great time for about a 9-minute drive.
And a touchdown at the end. Don't forget the details. Kick is away, a low line drive kick, and that one's going to angle its way out of bounds around the far sideline.
And we'll draw another hanky.
That will give the Braves an option of what they want to do, I believe. And since the offense is coming out on the field, it doesn't look like they're going to make the free kick. Therefore, they should get the ball at the 35.
9-12.
Kickoff out of bounds means ball
Left in regulation.
5-yard line. First and 10 for the Braves from there.
Braves' ninth possession.
Here we go, folks. Here a Baron, under center. The pitch to Leandre Coleman, and he slips in the backfield trying to make his cut and goes down at the 32. Loss of a couple, second and 12.
Yep.
Ball now to 33.
That was not an auspicious start to this possession.
Clock running, 8:45 left here in the fourth. Belinda goes wide to the right. Schumer in motion. Will fake it to Schumer. Baron will keep it himself and dive forward to about the 37.
Pickup of about 4. Stopped by Maldonado again. So, and that puts Baron over 100 yards.
Quarterback, the leading rusher. And we've got a 3rd and 7 from the 38.
And this would be a really good time for a conversion.
Yeah, this is a big play for Braves. Schumer in motion again. Coleman takes the handoff.
And he's going to be stopped after a couple.
Well short of a first down. It'll be 4th down and about 4. And here comes the punt team.
Might be time for a fake.
This is a good place on the field to try something like that. Let's see what the Braves dial up. 4th and 4 from the 41. The punt team is on. Keep in mind, Sparrow is the backup quarterback, but he will kick it away.
Oh, maybe his best punt of the season.
A Boomer all the way back
Taking
to the
it to
20. Cole gets to the far sideline and run out of bounds across the 40. Looks right about at the 40-yard line on the far side. Nice return by Cole. The Knights will have a first down at their own 40-yard line in plenty of time. 7:07. And as the clock indicates, let's see if they go to the air attack. 7:07.
Yes.
Yeah, never mind. They'll go to the ground, actually. Guggia out to the 48. Nice gain of about 8 yards there for number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Devin Gucci on the carry.
And that was pretty much right up the middle. So I think this Knights team is a little revved up right now.
Mm-hmm. Braves defense needs to do the same.
Yep. Braves defense needs to get off the field.
Ooh. And that's a good way to do it. 3-4 Braves in the backfield to stop that play.
Ball comes loose well after forward momentum has been.
Gucci will lose one. Back to the 47. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
We're down to 6 minutes here.
Halfway through this 4th quarter in a 21-21 tie. And a big 3rd down here for the Knights. Braves showing blitz, and one of them crossed the line, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, if it's against the Braves, is a free 1st down for St. Joseph.
And we're going to have a conversation at midfield.
Zebra huddle at the 48.
See if somebody moved early, and St. Joe is saying, hey, they came across, and some of the Braves are saying, hey, they moved. So
big call right here. Who are they going to get? Lompoc.
Encroachment.
And that is a 1st down, St. Joe. Ball moves across midfield to the Braves' 48-yard line. And that was huge.
Enormous.
5:45 and counting on the clock. You mentioned the night kicking game. The field goal could be all they need to do this one.
Mm-hmm. And the biggest story coming out of this game could very well be the absence for much of the game of Ryan Morgan.
Gucci off right tackle for about 2.
Number 2 picks up 2. A lot of guys shuffling in and out for St. Joseph. I think that last time they traded 4. Cole stays in, and he goes way left as 1 of 3 on that side.
2nd and 8 for the Knights. From the shotgun. Pumps once, throws, complete. 1st down and more on the far sideline. Finally tackled at about the 30-yard line.
And I think that was Collins. Or was that 80-something? I can't see these numbers.
Pass is complete to number 28, Billy Collins.
Yeah, I thought by the size of him that might have been Collins, and it was. 1st down, St. Joe from the Lompoc 31. Clock still moving. 4:35 remaining in the 4th. We're tied up at 21. The Knights are on the move, however.
Mm-hmm.
One receiver wide to either side.
Collins on the counter. Picks up a couple this time.
Not a whole lot there, down to about the 29. I'll put it right at the 30, actually, for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. Clock running. We've got 4 minutes remaining. Tied up at 21 here at Hout.
St. Joseph in absolutely no hurry because they're on the verge of kicking range of.
It's certainly advantage Knights right now. The Braves do have 2 timeouts remaining. And we have whistles, and somebody's going to use one. Yep. The Knights will stop the clock with 3:40 remaining.
That gives them 2 left.
You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
On the Braves Radio Network.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back in the studio. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Here at 100.9 FM and at kpegradio.com. We hope you're enjoying the game. Doesn't get a whole lot better than this. Tied up at 21 with 3:40 remaining.
So, Greg, who did we have for new tracks tonight?
New tracks. Oh, my goodness. We had all sorts of fun on new tracks. The debut song was by our good friends, the band Little Caesar, not related to the pizza. A song called Good Times off their brand new album called 8, just released. New tracks every Friday night right before the game here at 6 o'clock. Speaking of games, here we go. 2nd down and 9. Knights finally shuffling in their 11th player. Now they're ready to go. Reverse. Nope.
Tried to reverse and throw, and it was blown up by, it looked like Casillas in there, or Corrales in there, that messed that up.
Little razzle-dazzle didn't work quite as planned, but a gain of a couple. A 3rd down and about 7 from the 27. Clock running, approaching the 3-minute mark. Where do you think they need to get to for a decent field goal range, Mike?
Oh, I think they have a shot of another 5 to 7 yards.
High formation, 2 wides, one to either side, from under center.
Just have to avoid taking a sack here, I think.
Rolling right, throwing on the run, and we'll throw this one away. And
a hanky.
Flag is going to come in. This is going to be intentional grounding.
Yep.
There was nobody within a half a mile of that one.
Well, at least 15 yards.
Yeah. And that's going to push them perhaps out of field goal range, Mike.
Yeah, we may have to go back to referring to regulation.
Moves the ball back to the 39. It's also lost it down. So it's now a 4th down. Ooh, and that was a costly error.
Yep. And so instead of lining up to kick a field goal, they're going to line up to punt. But I would pay very close attention here because this is a very interesting punt formation.
Yes, it looks like, yes, it is. They will kick it away, however. Angling to the far sideline. It will take a nice little St. Joe roll and stop inside the 10-yard line at about the 8.
Looks like the ball went out of bounds. The 8-yard line, making it 1st and 10 for the Braves.
So a costly grounding penalty cost the Knights the ball. It gives the Braves an opportunity.
With 2:42, and I guess we have to say in regulation.
In regulation, indeed. We may be looking at our first OT of the year. Our first OT in
quite a while. Lately,
when you cover the Lompoc Braves, overtime is not in the vocabulary last few seasons. Closer to when the running clock would start. Braves will send 4 receivers out from the shotgun. Iribarren will pump once and keep it himself right up the middle. Conservative play out to about the 12.
Quarterback draw from the get-go.
Clock continues to run. 2:20 remaining.
5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 for the Braves.
Picked up 5, and if the Braves can get it to overtime, I think that kind of favors them because they haven't really been able to move the ball a whole lot.
Iribarren again on the keeper, cuts it to the outside, sprinting to the sideline, gets bumped out at about the 22.
By Cole.
1st down, however.
1st down.
Stops the clock with 2:03 remaining. The Braves do have 1 timeout left. And a 1st down at their own 22. Three receivers up top.
Leandre is the far side.
A fake handoff, and Iribarren will keep it himself again, weaving through traffic, trying to get some positive yardage, and picks up a few across the 25 to the 26. But the Braves need a little more than that.
Cameron Iribarren on that quarterback keeper once again. Three-yard pickup makes it second and 7.
Timeout called by the Braves. That is their final timeout of the half. Stops the clock with 1:50 remaining here in regulation. We're tied up at 21 apiece.
And I think they've...
Hey, don't forget,
Lompoc has a couple more.
My mistake? You are right.
And I think the Braves, as much as they would like to score here, and are really trying to do two things here. One is keep moving the ball and burn up the clock, because they do not want to leave time on the clock for St. Joseph.
No, absolutely not. You are correct. Lompoc has 2 timeouts remaining. That is key right here. So 1:50 left on the clock.
St. Joseph has 1 remaining. As the Braves are looking at a 2nd and 6 from their own 26.
4 receiver set for the Braves. Barron from the shotgun, looking to throw this time. Now pulls it down. Has plenty of room up the middle. And gets hit hard and tackled at the 40-yard line. Picks up a nice first down, and it's a good chunk of yardage, however. Was spotted at the 39. Clock stopped momentarily to move the chains. 1:41 left. And now they'll roll it. From the shotgun again, Iribarren keeps it himself. Lots of green up the middle again. Still on his feet. Inside St. Joseph territory and down to the 41 goes Cameron Iribarren.
First down.
Iribarren doing it himself. Somebody on St. Joe may want to keep an eye on number 7. Clock running, 1:25 left. First down Braves from the St. Joe 41. Iribarren again, up the middle, down to the 29-yard line.
And another first down.
That's number 7, Cameron Iribarren.
Cameron's got to get getting a little tired, I can imagine. First down Braves from the 29.
Minute 10 left.
And clock now running. Braves still with those 2 timeouts remaining. Iribarren from the shotgun, whistles.
And timeout, St. Joe.
Coaches probably want to say,
spy.
Watch out for number 7.
Okay, we put a spy on number 7, please.
Clock stopped with 1:01 remaining.
That's kind of appropriate, because KPEG 100.9 is just the side
of the 101. Yes, indeed. Well, this all came about because of an intentional grounding call against the St. Joseph Knights. Forced them to punt the ball away, took them out of field goal range.
And speaking of which, the Braves probably need a couple more first downs before you really feel any kind of confidence in a field goal kick.
Any kind of comfortable, yep.
Be interesting to see what the Braves do here.
But if the last few plays have been in the indication, I wouldn't be surprised to see number 7 run up the middle.
Well, we've got the long snapper, number 43, and the backup holder over here working on field goal snaps.
1 man in motion, 2 receivers, Iribarren.
Well, they give it to Drew Williams going around the end, and he's going to be about a yard short of a first down.
Got close to the 20. Clock running. 45 seconds to go. Braves hanging on to their timeouts. Iribarren under center. He'll spike the ball to stop the clock with 40.1 seconds remaining. The Braves are just outside the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 1 after the spike.
Braves are going to have 3 wide to the left, which is the press box side.
This might well come down to the leg of Alberto Aguiana. Baron keeps it. Ooh, slips trying to make his cut at the 20.
And it will be, depending on the mark, it's
going to be short,
close.
I think. I think it's going to be short. It was third down. It's fourth down now. Fourth down and less than a yard, and timeout Braves. Stops the clock with 26.6 seconds. And that would have been a real nice first down right there.
Yes, it would.
Now you've got a big decision if you're Lompoc. They do have, that is their final timeout.
Yes.
You're at fourth and less than a yard at the 20. You can't stop the clock other than if you get a first down, it'll stop momentarily, and then you can get up and spike it. Or do you go in and take the kick right now?
And it looks like Levon Coleman is out of the game.
Here comes the kicking unit, Mike. The Braves are going to try and win this thing with a field goal. It'll be a 37-yard attempt from Alberto Anguiana out of the hold of Declan Sparrow. It's away. It's high enough. Is it long enough? It's good.
With 20 seconds remaining.
I hope you can hear the crowd, folks.
I hope you can hear us over the crowd. Because they are loud.
20 seconds on the clock. Lompoc leads 24-21 after a 37-yard field goal by Alberto Anguiano.
And all I can say is tackled on the kickoff.
Well, we knew this one was going to be good coming in, and it has not disappointed. They'll put a few extra seconds back on the clock now, 23 seconds remaining.
Okay.
And the Braves need to play 23 seconds worth of defense. And you got to go back to that intentional grounding penalty.
That's huge.
Really a turning point.
And it was a very good call.
It was absolutely correct. I mean, he threw it directly out of bounds, and there was nobody anywhere near it.
It was at least 15 to 20 yards to anybody in a white uniform. And to be honest, I'm not sure he was outside the tackle.
There's no question about the call. It was just an unfortunate play for the Knights. It looks like it may cost them the game.
Well, I think we're going to see some bombs here. This is not over.
Alex Gonzalez ready to kick.
The deep men are coming out there, clear out past the 20. Now they're kind of drifting back.
Ooh. And a pretty nice kick backs him up to the 10-yard line. Clock running.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Looks like they thought about a little pitch, but
that was number 3.
Darian Langley brings it out to about the 28.
18-yard return.
And Knights will take over 1st and 10 from there with 17.8 seconds remaining. And you can bet this ball is going to be in the air in a hurry.
Yep.
And deep.
Secondary of Dominguez, Schumer. No, actually, they're kind of 3 down linemen, and everybody else is covering people.
Coleman got him in the backfield for the sack. Got him on the blitz.
And the clock is running.
There's no timeout. St. Joe has no timeout, so this one is going to be over. Now the official is stopping the clock for an injury.
With 2.1 seconds.
Leandre Coleman bolted in from the secondary and brought down the quarterback for the sack back at the 22. We have a St. Joe player down at that point. The clock stopped with 2.1 seconds. The player is now up on his feet. That is Jacob Hernandez, number 77, being assisted off with a little bit of a limp.
Loss of about 6 or 7 on the play.
And in the pros, that would be a runoff. They're putting a little more time on the clock as well, 5.5 seconds remaining. So the Knights will have one last shot at this. 3 receivers up top. And the quick pass to Cole is complete. Trying to get some blocks, a lateral. Another lateral. Ball is still alive. Now the ball is loose. And finally, the play will end, and the game will go to the Braves. And what a game we had tonight. Cameron Iribarren being announced as the Sunset Auto Center player of the game, and why not?
It certainly is not shocking.
What a game we had here tonight at Houck, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad you were with us to hear it. We knew it was going to be a good one coming in, and it sure played up to that. 24-21 is the final. A heartbreaker for the Knights.
Number 14, Greg.
14-0 now, the Braves. St. Joe comes up a field goal short of trying to break the ice against the Lompoc Braves.
And they missed one that could have sent us to overtime.
Well, let me catch my breath. This has been a fun one.
Yes, it has. Give me a minute here, and we can
got some other updates from around the league and the Central Coast.
See if we can find some scores here. Fingers are tapping as fast as I can. Right?
There's a lot of excited Lompoc Braves fans here. Nobody left this one, of course, and some solid folks over there in green on the far side. But they played a terrific game.
Yes, they did.
I know it's going to be a sad bus ride home for the Knights, but they played a great game tonight, and we wish them the best of luck for the rest of their season as they start league play next week as well.
Well, we've got Trona over Coast Union up there in San Luis Obispo County, 42-29. Arroyo Grande defeated Bullard 24-12. Sanger held on and beat Paso Robles 27-24. No score from Hanford West and San Luis Obispo. Carpinteria is down 7 to Wainimi in the fourth quarter, 27-20. Mission Prep is up 38-6. Let's see, Tascadero, Pioneer Valley don't have a score. Hart destroyed Ventura 38-7, and of course that's Hart that is in Division 3 along with Lompoc. Rigetti 34, Dos Pueblos 14, and San Ynez 41-21 over Templeton. Both those games in the fourth quarter.
Well, St. Joe falls to 4-2 after this loss tonight. They start league play next week against a tough Arroyo Grande squad, so that's going to be a tough way for them to start league play. The Braves will face those San Ynez Pirates Mike just mentioned as they open channel league play 1 week from tonight right here at Houck. We will be here to cover that one pregame at 6:45.
St. Margaret's up on Bishop Diego 28-15 in the fourth quarter. Orcutt Academy defeated Riverside Christian 42-0. And so interesting night all around the area.
Indeed.
And,
but no game better than this one, I bet you.
No, I don't think so.
The Braves pull it out. It was a nail biter, but the Braves come up with a victory, and they are now 3-2 on the year. Looking forward to starting league play against the San Ynez Pirates 1 week from this evening. We hope you'll join us for that one. Pregame at 6:45. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock.
And if you're comparing Lompoc against the Central Section D1, which consists of 17 teams, Arroyo Grande came in ranked 5th, and St. Joe was 7th. So lost to one, beat the other, means Lompoc's doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing okay. All right, folks. Well, for Judy Baker back at the studio, and for Mike Loney to my right, the Statmeister himself, my name is Greg Ratcliffe. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on 100.9 FM, 1410 KTNK and KPEGradio.com. Our final score once again from Hawk Stadium this evening, the Lompoc Braves 24, the St. Joseph Knights 21. Now we'll send you back to the greatest rock and roll on the planet, 100.9 KPEG. Good night, everybody.
Braves Radio Network.
Hi, this is head coach Andrew Jones of the Lompoc Braves.